Coming up next on the AFI 100 Best Movies of All Time list is number 64, Network. Network was made in 1976, but may be more relevant now than ever before. Sorry, but you're going to have to get used to me saying that. Directed by Sidney Lumet, this movie serves as a prophecy that predicted the media landscape we live in currently. Written by Paddy Chayefsky, the movie is billed as a dark comedy. Today, I think we'd be calling it satire. Maybe we'd just be calling it factual. Along with the relevancy of the subject matter, the amazing performances and incredible dialogue have made Network age spectacularly. This is a must-watch or must-rewatch if you haven't seen it in a while. It dissects legacy media, corporate greed, and the line between entertainment and news being obliterated. We follow Howard Beale, played by Peter Finch. He's an aging anchor at the fictional UBS News network. He learns that he's going to be fired as ratings are plummeting. As a response to this, he announces live on the air that he's going to kill himself during his final broadcast. The old news adage of if it bleeds, it leads works very well here. The threat of Beale's suicide makes ratings skyrocket. An executive at the network, Diana Christensen, played by Faye Dunaway, sees Beale's collapsing mental state as an opportunity. UBS News deteriorates into spectacle and hyperbole. Beale is christened the mad prophet of the airwaves as he delivers brutal on-air rants, dismantling whatever crosses his mind. His rants captivate the nation and ratings rise further. This formula of short-term, I guess I'm going to call them solutions because I can't think of another word, means that UBS always has to up the ante on the craziness. Diana comes up with increasingly insane ideas to chase those numbers, one of the most bizarre being a reality show featuring actual terrorists, complete with bombings and hijackings. Network was made to be a comedic tragedy all about people sacrificing ethics, integrity, and humanity for profit. Comedy is one of the genres that ages the worst, and in this case, the comedy is all but gone since that's the reality that we're living in. This is by no means a knock on the movie. Absolutely watch this movie. It is great. One of the most iconic scenes of the movie, and quote, I still hear referenced in pop culture, is,
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
The studio is in a catastrophic state, and Beale is going off. He encourages his ever-growing audience to run to their windows, fling them open, and shout the iconic quote along with him. The tension of this scene is palpable as the edit takes us across countless windows of countless like-minded citizens who are equally fed up with the broken systems they live in. This exact scene is credited for Peter Finch earning his posthumous Oscar. At one point, Beale has to meet with the network chairman, Arthur Jensen, played by Hollywood icon Ned Beatty. This scene is incredibly powerful as well. Jensen gives an intense speech about corporate interests being the ultimate world power, being more powerful than individuals and even nations. If Jensen's speech singled out pharmaceutical companies specifically, you would think this was written last week, not in the early 1970s. If the mad as hell scene is the shining moment for Finch as an actor, the Mao Tong hour scene would be the moment for Faye Dunaway. She also won an Academy Award after all. This is the terrorist reality show I referred to just a bit ago. Dunaway's Diana is all about ambition. She sells out any hint of morals or decency she ever had to try to climb that corporate ladder. Making light of terrorism at the time was a tough pill to swallow. Yet another element of the movie that is even more relevant now than when it was made. I did warn you at the top you'd be hearing that a lot. You're probably tired of me saying that over and over by now, but I do want to explain why I keep hammering this point home. Chayefsky's script was practically clairvoyant. It accurately predicted the downfall of legacy news, the rise of reality TV, infotainment, and the commodification of outrage. The only thing it missed on was victimhood being some kind of currency. Programs that are supposed to deliver facts to us prioritize sensationalism over substance, and the critiques of corporate greed and outright media manipulation are barely even satire at this point. Network was very well received when it came out. I don't think I have to restate all of the reasons why again. Just rewatch the entire video if you're unsure. It would go on to win 4 Academy Awards. Peter Finch won for Best Actor. Faye Dunaway won for Best Actress. Beatrice Straight won for Best Supporting Actress for playing a woman who was the victim of her husband's affair at the network. That was a whole side story I didn't really get into. It was a metaphor of the old news and the new news being personified through 2 characters and the fact that the 2 could never quite come together. Last, but definitely not least, Paddy Chayefsky won for Best Original Screenplay. The only major component left out of the awards is Sidney Lumet's direction. He kept the movie grounded, despite it being a satire. He let it be funny when it needed to be, and dramatic when the tone called for that. The emotions he got out of his actors is what allowed their performances to bring home Oscar gold. He was able to make a movie that has a powerful message, but tells a fantastic and engaging story first and foremost. Produced with a modest budget of $3.8 million, I mean, it was really just a handful of sets, the movie would go on to gross $23.6 million domestically, despite being so message-heavy and challenging what a lot of people may think about network news. Audiences love the movie and flock to see it. Check out this playlist to see the previous of the AFI's 100 Best Movie list, and make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications, as this will be updated regularly until we get to number 1 and figure out what to do next.